speaking of being a mom, you have 2 boys. You said 7 and 3?
7 and 4, yeah.
7 and 4. How has it been juggling for you? I mean, I love that you're very transparent about it, but really, what is that like?
Well, I'm very lucky I have a lot of help. My godmother is like a second mom, and she babysits for me, and my parents help out. My mother-in-law has come up from New York. I married somebody from Brooklyn, so she brings up great cannolis and biscottis when she does.
She gives the kids a nice sugar rush.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're really lucky we have a lot of help. And I think that's part of when we planned our lives. I would love to live in the city, but it just didn't make sense for us. So I think that staying close to home made that possible.
Has asking for help
I've got
been
no
hard
problem
for
asking
you?
for help.
Okay, good.
Well, but it's your family. It's just like...
Right. Well, I think that there is this... stigma. Unfortunately, I don't think that there should be, but I think that there is this, I don't want somebody else watching my kids or taking care of my kids, or it makes me feel like I'm not doing my job as a mom, right? Well, people have that. It's like, it's more of a guilt trip, I think, that they put on themselves a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But was that...
I don't think I ever had that problem.
Good.
Although I think that I have been so focused on my job for so long, and the kids came because it was something we wanted, but I never lost my identity in that I was a working person too. And I think that definitely made things difficult. I can say that during the burnout phase, when I took that time just to be with them, our bond got even better. Yeah. And I thought, I wish that we had this a little bit earlier too, but they know that mommy works. They love that mommy works hard. And I hope that I'm providing a really great example for them. And I know I'm still giving them a lot of love. And now I can do it both. By being home more often, I can go to something I'm not always missing that game. It's a lot better.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have a little bit better control of your schedule now, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can give that to my employees, too, which is super exciting that I can say, no, don't lie to me. Tell me you have a doctor's appointment. Absolutely go to that.
Yeah.
You need to drop your kid off to the bus? Absolutely. We'll work our calls around this. When's good for you?
Yeah. Similarly, with your husband... I mean, he was meeting mom and dad in 24 hours, so...
So he helps out a lot, too, and...
Well, I'm curious...
He does the dishes.
Oh.
I hate doing the dishes.
He's 6'5" and does the dishes?
I know, it's hot, right?
Well, I'm curious because I think also there is this, again, another stigma or this maybe false narrative that men are intimidated by women who work. Has that ever been an issue or concern in your relationship with you being so devoted to your career?
I think when we first met, I had gotten my first job in Springfield, so he knew right away. And I think, I had just given up the title as Miss Mass, and I was a cute young reporter. I don't think it was too intimidating for him at the time. I was making almost no money. He's working in finance, so it's okay, it was not intimidating. And now that I'm starting my own business, he's just so excited for me. And he's been a champion the whole way through. And I think that that's really important. Having someone who's your best friend, who supports you through the tough times. And he supported me during all that burnout times. It took my kid saying, I was crying one day, and then I was going to work the next day, and my son said, are you going to be okay to go to work today? I'm worried about you, Mom. And I thought, oh my God. Whew. It was like you're in an abusive situation and they just hit the kid. And that was the part that I said, okay, it's destroying me, but now it's affecting my family in ways that I don't know what the long-term consequences could be from this. So I need to figure this out.
What an eye-opener.
It was a major eye-opening moment. And I'm just so grateful that he pointed that out to me, that he was nervous and he had the guts to say something. Yeah.
And also, what a good moment at the same time, too, because sometimes I think we dismiss how aware children are.
Yeah.
And a nice reminder that even when we think it may not be affecting them, it can.
It can. So it was up to me as the parent to say, okay, I've got to get my mental health in check. I've got to get out of a situation that's making me miserable. And I have to start figuring out a way. I don't recognize this, Jackie. I didn't know who I was anymore. I had done some really incredible things in my life, and I had done some really gutsy things in my life, and here I was just being like, can I please do this? And that was ridiculous. That's not who I am. So it was time that I kind of took the bull by the horns and started something, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that I just had that epiphany, that wake-up call, and I would never have had it had they said, we'll let you be the weekend anchor, we'll let you do this, we'll let you do that. I would have never taken this opportunity. I would have just taken whatever scraps were offered to me. So in a way, I feel like I need to send Yeah, people.
Another thank you note?
Another thank you note to the people, to the haters.
To the haters. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I saw you got a little teary-eyed, but I think it just speaks to how wonderful of a mother you are, but also to your strength as well. To be vulnerable is to be strong, in my opinion. So you being able to really talk about this and share this, I know is helping.
I think it's critical.
At least a handful of people listening right now.
Rooftops, because if you are feeling that way, where you have been miserable for years, and you know it, and you're struggling to just keep going, and it's taking a toll on you, it's taking a toll on your marriage, it's taking a toll on your kids, make a change. Yeah. You can do it. Take a break, even if you don't know. I had no idea what else I wanted to do. I asked my husband, I've already been like, I'm going to go to law school. I'm calling whoever I know that's a dean of whatever school, and they're just going to get me in.
Yes.
That's it. Or I'm going to go get my MBA. Like, I've come home with like so many. Oh, I tried to get on The Amazing Race, like really tried.
Really?
Yes, we were finalists. So
what happened?
They went with somebody else? They went with someone else.
Oh, idiots.
I know. So in case they, want me back, guys, we would have been epic television. I have no sense of direction. My husband gets so pissed at me. We fight nonstop. People would have been like, she is heinous and awful, and I can't believe that he's with her. I would be the villain.
I'm sure that would not be true.
Joe is a saint, so they would have been like, Joe's so great, and she's terrible.
Yeah, well, you know how they like to edit those things.
Maybe that's a blessing I didn't get on The Amazing Race.
Again, another blessing in disguise.
I was willing to be a reality TV villain to get myself out of news.
She was going to do whatever.
I was desperate.
But I also think too, like I have a bunch of girlfriends who have sort of done that job hop, right? One thing to the next. I hate it here, so I'm going to take this because it's being offered to me. But to your point, like you would have done that and you probably would now be in the same boat you were at the time of accepting it. You're putting that Band-Aid on and continuously putting that Band-Aid on rather than really getting to the root of the issue or what it is that you're feeling and going through.
And I think if you're in an industry where you're seeing a lot of red flags and you're seeing less opportunity, consider that your big wake-up call that you should probably pivot to something else. Why are you going to be on the Titanic, guys? Get on the Carpathia, find another boat, build your own, Noah's Ark, whatever you got to do, guys. Okay. But you do not want to stay on the Titanic. So, like, whatever industry you're in, if there are more doors closing, and that might not be the case for everybody. That could be, if you're a fish, the Titanic probably was a great place to be.